Fine. So lazy loading, we will see ki, when we talk about interview, like this is very important question that they will ask, like what is lazy loading? How do we create lazy loaded application? What are feature module? What is the syntax of lazy loading? That syntax is nothing but the routing syntax, right? Now with the standalone, what change, right? Previously we had module based structure, so feature wise module we used to create, but now we have standalone component, so we don't need that feature module. So what change? Okay, so we have, I will create two project, one with app config and one with the older structure, when we used to get app module. So let's say ng new old app, and let's say you have Angular 17, 18, 19 or 21, but you want to create a old folder with app module. You want to create a project with app module based. So you can do stand alone false. If I'm not correct, standalone false. Let's see. So we are trying to create the project with standalone false, means you will get the app module. CSS, no, enter, none. Stop. I won't do the npm install. So here, where it is, app module.ts. See, we got the app module.ts. Okay. Now I have node module already created, so that shortcut I will create. We have created that under B33 old app. I need to open a command prompt with administrator mode. I'm just creating a shortcut of it. D colon CD. Okay. So whatever, I have a one folder where I have created node module, that copy I'm using it over here. So you can see shortcut has been created. Let's open this into VS Code. So VS Code, let's open a new window, open folder, specific folder I have opened. Okay. So this is the folder structure, older folder structure where we used to have app module. Okay, here you can see app module, we got app routing module.ts. So in previous folder structure, when we didn't have the app standalone component, so routing file also was your module file, and we used to get app module. Now this app module is getting replaced by with your app config file. Okay, now this was the old feature. Now what is lazy loading? Consider you're working on a very big application. Let's say in your application things are like, let's say e-commerce application. Okay, so you are working on e-commerce application. Now when we talk about e-commerce application, it might have various module. First of all, what is module? I'm not talking about Angular. Let's say I told you that we are going to start an e-commerce application, and if I ask you ki what major modules we can have in that project, so what will be modules? I'm not asking again Angular module. What will be modules? Come on.
Their home page,
Hmm?
about home page,
That are pages. Pages we cannot call it as a module, right?
That product module.
Right?
product, yes, sir.
Module mean whenever you have a big project, you divide it into separate features wise, functionality wise, something separation you can say. So let's say products will be a big module, order, right? Customer, right? Then what do we have? Shipping,
Add to card,
add to cart, you can say, or add to cart will come into your order only. So when we say about product, so product is a module. What things we can have? So CRUD or product. Then when we talk about product, related products, let's say different pages you have. One is like, what do we say? You have a page where filter and everything searching is there. So product filter page. So different pages you will have in the product, means different functionality again inside this module. Let's say when we talk about order, so order list, then new order, right? Then order products, what products we have in a particular order, right? Then order customer address. These are small features inside this order. Same like that when you talk about customer list, his own orders, okay, multiple addresses. Understood concept of module? If you have a big project, you will divide it into smaller functionality, so that all the related functionality we will categorize at this is one module, this is another module. Understood now? What do we mean by module? Okay. Now, so this concept module, when we talk about Angular, so this will becomes your features. Okay. So instead of creating all the component, just component, instead of creating all the component, what we do, we group related functionality component into a feature. Okay. So now we have this component. So if your project is like this, you will create 4 feature module: product module, order module, customer module, and shipping module. Then inside product module, you will create different component. Inside order, you will create all the component related for order. Inside customer, you will create all the component related to customer. Okay. So those are your feature modules, feature. Okay. Now, so here in app component, what you do, let's say features folder I'm creating. Now in feature folder, you will create your module. Now, when you create a module, every feature module will have its own routing file also. Okay. Now we are creating a module, ng generate module name, let's say product, and we need routing also. So hyphen routing. So all the routing of the product, whatever the component you are going to create over here, all this component will have a different route. So that routing you will create in this feature module itself. Okay. So here you can see it has created one module file and one routing file. See, module file and a routing file. Just like that, let's say customer module. Second module we are creating along with its routing file. Third is, let's say, order. Fine. So you can see we have created three feature module. One feature is customer, another feature is order, another feature is product. Every feature will have its own component. Let's say all the component related to customer module, whatever the different functionality you have, customer list, customer add, customer open, different component you are going to need. So all you will create here itself. So now you will open a new command prompt over here. So first what we did, we created feature module. Now we are creating component inside it. So ng generate customer list. This is, sorry, ng generate customer. So you are creating one component into customer module. Now see, normally when we create the component, it normally creates just 4 files. See, but here it is doing extra thing. It has updated customer module. So in the previous project, when we didn't add the standalone component, so whenever you create a component, that component class used to get added into your module. But now we have created this component into this module. So this customer component class will register into our declaration section over here. Let's create a new component. Let's say new customer form. So see, so in this particular module, whatever the directive, whatever the pipe, whatever the component you create, all will get registered over here. So all the component, directive and pipe you create over here will be part of this particular feature module. Okay. Now for order also we will create some. So ng generate customer order list. So this will get registered to your order module. See, order module it has updated. Open order. Okay. So in order I have created 2. In customer I have created 2. let's talk about product. So in product also I will create certain component. Ng generate component, new product. This is first component. Product list. This is second component. Third component, let's say product images. Fourth component, product reviews. Okay. So in product module, we have created 4 components: product, new product, product images, list, and the reviews. So we have 3 features. In respective 3 features, we have created dedicated components. Okay. Now, first, we need to create the routing of the module, feature module. So that will be in your parent routing, app routing module.ts. Okay. Now here what you do, you create routing of your feature module itself. Okay. So here constant path, let's say customer. Now here till now, if you are if you have done just the basic and if you have not worked on the older project, so if you want to create a route of lazy loaded component, so you have load children over here. Okay. Wait, let me find the syntax. I also forgot. So here we need to provide specific route of that module. So you need to navigate to that feature slash, let's say this is for customer slash module dot then, and what you need from that customer module. Round bracket. One more is ready now. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So here what you are creating, your path is the normal. Instead of directly component, you are loading the module itself. Okay. This is the syntax of nothing but lazy. Whenever they ask you, key, what is the syntax of lazy loading, right? So that is nothing but the routing. So instead of loading the component, we load the particular module. So here, when you register the module, here you can say in this module, you got the routing also, whatever the component you have it over here, all the component. So you get everything. So in customer module, what things are there? Component, directives, pipes, your routing, everything you get. So you are creating the route for a specific feature. Then second, let's say path, order, load children, import round bracket, dot slash feature slash order module dot then order module. Just like that. The third one, your product 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 module. Okay. So this will be your routing of your feature module. At the top, the parent routing, this is kind of a routing you will create. Then, so this is your parent routing, but in every feature you have a different component. So how you will access that? So all the component you create over here, its routing will be present in the specific module routing file. Okay. Now here in your customer routing module.ts, here you will create all the routing, all the routes of your component from your particular customer module. So path, now here your normal routing. So this is for, let's say, new cust and component, your customer form component. Second, path cust hyphen list component customer list. This is the routing for whatever the component you have in your customer feature. Then order in order routing module.ts. New order So here open order, sorry, we don't have new order, open order. And here order list. Okay, just like that in your product routing module.ts. So now here you have 4 components, so you will create 4 routes. So let's say first one is new product. New product component. Then we have product images. Then we have list. So list. And what do we have? Reviews. Okay. So first we created feature. Then inside the feature, we created respective component. Then in app routing module.ts, we created route for the feature module. Then in every feature, in every routing module.file, we created a route for the specific component. We have it over here. Okay. Now let's try to run the application. Save. NGS. This is nothing but the setup of your lazy loading. Localhost 4200. So currently your app component is getting rendered. Now let's say in your app component, you have, let's remove this thing. You have router outlet itself. Now how you will load a specific component from a specific feature, right? Let's say you want to navigate to the customer list. Now how you will navigate? First, customer, your feature route. So this slash customer, then specific route from that specific module, customer list. So your feature slash your child route. See, customer list came. Okay, let's say we want to open order list. So where is the order and the specific order list? Copy order list, open. Understood? So this is your lazy loaded application. Now what is the benefit of it? Let's say if you don't create the feature module and all the component, let's say around 50 components or 100 components are there in your app project, right? And you just created a pages folder and every component, all 100 component you created there itself. So when you create a build, right, whole application component, directive pipe, all the code get compiled into that main.js. So when you load the application for the first time, whole code gets loaded. Even though by default your login component is going to load, but still whole code is present at that moment. So that's why, and that will delay your application performance, right? So instead of that, we created a feature. Now let's say by default you are just going to have a login page. So what you will create a feature component, and there only login component will be there. So when your application load, only that particular auth module will get loaded. And after login, let's say you are navigating to the dashboard. So then your dashboard module will load and all the code will load for that. So you are lazy. You know the term lazy. Whenever it is required, you are calling the resource. On the page load, you don't need the code of the dashboard module. So why to keep it all together, right? So by using this, you are separating your code when you create the build. That is the main benefit of lazy loading. Understood? And what is the syntax and how do you implement the lazy loading? Now, if it is a lazy loaded module, see, there are some restriction also. Now, this customer form component, or let's say open order component, is in your order module. Okay. If I want to use that component, the component from this feature into another feature. See now, what is the selector of it? It doesn't understand what it is. And here you don't have import also, like with the standalone. You cannot import the component if you want to use it, because this open order component is in your order component. So you cannot use it into another feature. It's like one variable you created into one component, so you cannot use that variable into another component. So something you created in this module, you cannot use it outside this module. So here you are getting an error. But if I try to use this in the same module, let's say in the order list, if I'm trying to use the open order component, see, wait, why it is still giving error? It should not give the error. Let's try to visit order list. Yeah, it is opening, but I don't know why it is giving error. Okay, but see, page is loading. In order list, open order component is also getting loaded. But if I try the same thing to the customer, there we should get the error also, there also. See, for the customer form, we are getting error. It is not able to understand what is this open order. So if you created one component into one module, you cannot use that component into another module. Is it clear now? But let's say you have a requirement that in customer module, you have to show the open order. You won't create the same thing again over here. No? That is just duplicate, right? You are duplicating your code. So what you can do, if something from this module, you need to use it into another module. So you have to export that thing from over here, then only you can use it over here. See now. So what I said, if something from this module you want to use it to another module, then from here you have to export it. So how do you export it? In your module. So just like we have declaration, import, we have export also. So export colon. So let's say open order component, you want other module also to use it. So I'm exporting this particular component. Okay. Now in customer module, here I will use just a minute. In this component, this order module, I'm exporting something. So that module I need to import it over here. So order module I will import. Now in customer we have it app hyphen open order save. See now it is not giving error, and it will load it also. In customer list, sorry, customer form we have imported now. What is the route of customer form? New customer. So in customer form we have loaded your open order component, right? So now we should be able to see it. See open order component. It is rendering into your custom form. So from one module, if you want your component, directive or pipe to be used by another module, so that component or pipe or directive, you have to keep it in export also. Then this module, wherever you want to use open module, this module you have to load it over there. Then only you can use it. Okay. Now this same concept we use it into shared module. Let's say reusable component. Let's say overall application, you have alert box or reusable table, right? So for that we create a shared module. So for shared module, we don't create a routing. In shared module, what will be the reusable component, pipes and directive. So we don't create a routing of that. You just create a shared module. So ng generate module shared. No routing of the shared module. Now inside this shared module, you will create components. Then you will have pipes, and directives. So overall application, wherever you have reusable component, directives and pipes. So overall application, if you are going to use it, so that you will create it over here. Okay. Let's say alert component, I will create ng generate component alert. Okay. Now in shared module, you will add alert over in the export also. So by adding it to the export, you are giving permission to use things from one module to another module. Okay. Now this, let's say alert box, I want to use it into my order module component. So here you will import your shared module. And then in this specific component, I can use app -alert. Understood? So all the reusable thing you will put it into your shared module. Then you can use it wherever you need. Clear? So this was the structure what we used to have in the previous Angular version till Angular 16 when we didn't had standalone component. Clear? Now the older structure. Let me create the old folder, the standalone project. Let's say you want to achieve the lazy loading over here. Now we cannot create modules over here because all the components are by default standalone. It has everything what it needs. So previously what we used to talk about module. So module is a logical way to group related things together. What component, what pipe, what directives, what component, we used to group them into module. But now component is behaving like the same. Okay. Just okay. Now your component is a standalone. Whatever it need, it has inside it. So you can create a lazy loaded route also. So path, let's say admin component, I want to create admin component I want to access as a lazy loaded route. So load component is there. Import dot slash the component /admin/admin dot then. So previously we had module. Now you will access directly component. This is your lazy loaded route of your standalone component. Previously, when module based structure was there, we used to load the module by using loadChildren. But here it is load component. That is the change with standalone. If you want to lazy load a component in your standalone structure. So load component, we use it. Clear? Here no shared or no something. We don't create module because component is a standalone. Whatever it needs, it has everything inside its only. It is not dependent on any module or something. Understood? So this will be the change with your lazy, standalone component. Anyone having any doubt now? Now let's say in customer list, or let's say at the app component, you have a navbar over here. Okay. So let's say anchor tag is there. And here I say order. Then one more anchor tag we have. Here let's say customer. Now on click of order, I should navigate to the order, right? So let's import. What is it? Router link. Now how it will be routing? So let's say, or when you click on the order, you should directly go to the order list. So first you need your parent route, that is order slash where you need to redirect by default. So from your order module, let's say you want to navigate to the order list. Okay, just like that. Over here also, what was it? Your customer feature route. Then where do you want to navigate? Child route, cust list. Save. Why saved? Something is not saved. Save. Okay, if I click on customer, see, if I click on order, same thing. Let's say you want to navigate from function, route, navigate or navigate by URL. Let's say in order list, on button click, you want to navigate. Go to order or open order. Or let's say from here, from order, you want to navigate to the product. Okay. And click function, navigate to product. I'm doing spelling mistake. So we will create this function. How do you navigate? By injecting your routing service, right? So router inject router. So this dot router dot navigate by URL. Again, same thing like that only. Your parent route slash customer list. Save. So if I click over here, see, it will work the same, nothing changes, but you cannot directly access the component. To access the component, you first need the feature route, then your child route. That's the change. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So consider like, let's say e-commerce application or employee management and create some feature route in both of the project and try to do this. Create some shared route, shared module and put some component or directives over there and see if you are able to use it into some different feature or not. Okay, so those who are giving intros, you should actually write it and try that syntax. Then only you will feel more confident while answering. Okay.